Good morning. Or whatever it is, wherever you are. Alright. That's like just started. Reorder all the windows. So, first thing I notice here is that we didn't get our parent source titles. Oh, we bumped something. Is that because it wasn't visible? Oh. Well, that probably bumps other things, but where am I getting those names from? Maybe filter def. Audio source names. Oh, maybe in my playing around I reset something. Well, did I remember any settings from this? No, I remembered settings. So this is going to be audio index. This would be the normal update rule settings. Oh. Could that have not been called? Script update. Default rule. Source rules. Where do we assign the name to you? Oh, yeah. Video tick was implicated in one of our deadlocks. Well, we can try doing this on filter create. No, we have to. Now, is Bootstrap actually saving anything? It's putting it into audio sources. Script load, filter def create. It's source rules. So this was a startup with everything visible. Nope. Parent is not available at that time. Is it available there? Ooh. Oh. Default doesn't even have the filter. Get properties won't be called yet. I can try doing this, but it's been pretty crashy. Okay. Create. Yeah, we have... This is the only place to get it. Now, these can only activate when visible. And I guess active rule is something else yeah, because I was highlighting that in the web one. So we need to highlight active rule. We need to highlight then when we're actually triggering on something. And these things, yeah, that actually makes it not useful for saying, hey, what sources do I have attached to? You have to go make everything visible. But that was the easy solution to the deadlock. Now, I was usually hitting the deadlock in the properties function. That's kind of my only opportunity. To new sources, well, maybe I could try doing it globally, but then that wouldn't update whenever, if you reopened the properties screen when you had a new list of possible audio sources that you could use for the alarm. A timer. Well, would have to be one timer for every instance of the source. So you would have to do it in filter def create. So it would have to be a helper. Local function update filter, and then when we create it, it's only a callback. Could I? No, because this gets serialized to JSON. What would a closure even look like? No, this doesn't. It's the settings, which are a separate thing. Oh, no, this actually is a closure. Update filter info. And then timer add filter.update. Script destroy. Timer remove. Oh, how about a time? To index local filter a number value? Fitler. Oh, you know what? It might not exist here. Index the local. Oh. That shouldn't. I thought Lua did closures. Maybe I was wrong. expression, function, func body, and the body of the function contains a reference to f. I need a bit more, so I will. What? Oh, that's 6.1. An object. Oh, but I defined filter as local, didn't? Well, to a local variable. Create a new function, and to access stacks that aren't just the local stack of that function. Variables outside of its own local scope can still be referencing that stack. It's a reference to a local variable that was not within the function's local scope. Stores the stack as an up value to the function. So it appears that they should support closures, so why am I getting this weird message? Attempt to index local filter a number value. Do I ever use filter as a number anywhere? I don't think I do. And the weird... Alright, so... Filter diff. Now into the scripts. And we hit the lock. Oh. Oh, yep. So I guess the first thing would be don't call it. Actually. Okay, so it does not like calling that function. Now, why am I getting errors from getWidth, getHeight? Is it not like this being a local function? Nope. Why is it a number and why is it local? And what the heck does this have to do with height and width? It's only if we add the timer. All right, add a couple zeros, this thing never fires. What? If we call the timer add, wait, did I? They must mean with a nil value? Probably OBS Lua namespaces. I'm kind of stumped by that one. Why does calling timer add turn filter into a number value? All right, so let us shut up this error to see if there's any other errors that we're not seeing because of that. Failed to call destroy, create. Attempt to call. So we didn't end up returning anything. So maybe they were lying. Maybe it really is OBS. Oh. That's an actual crash. OBS scripting, find next Lua OBS callback, timer remove. I guess it's already been removed? All right, so what we need to do is we need to have all right, so we know when that's happening, if it's happening. We apparently can't clean up our messes. How OBS knows that we added a timer here and so we need to remove a timer, I have no idea. Oh, that was the crash version. Just still loaded. Okay, no more error. Well, it's kind of trivial that there are no errors for that. Since we're not calling it anymore. I also don't want to make it 10 seconds because that's a long time to wait. Oh, and we have 2 instances of it. Okay, so it's being called. And Strictly Phased, thank you for the host. So okay, that only appears to be being called twice. So somehow OBS is keeping track of the fact that we added a timer inside filter create, and it's cleaning it up for us. Okay, cool. And that must be a lockup. Now, arguably, well, for the name, I could, for the height and width, it doesn't matter until we actually start drawing. So I could actually keep. This only matters when we're rendering. Now I could. So this is like extra work to be doing every frame, but it's like I should probably. And we don't get an immediate call of it, but we tried putting it here and it didn't work. And I guess the problem here is that if we do that, we're going to have blanks for like 10 seconds. These are almost never going to update. And the way OBS sets things up, I basically have to create a separate closure to have a different timeout for the first one. And I want to need to make sure that that only happens once. Got each bootstrap once. So we do a reload, we should, yep, pretty much immediately see that stuff there. Well. So then that gets longer. And then for parity, we end up wanting to do that. Alright, well that's way less work than what the video tick was doing anyway. I don't think timer's going to require the sources lock. Sources mutex. So you are just getting, yeah, just the name. And then the size is only if we're rendering, which looks fine. Okay. Update parent source name without video tick or being visible. All right, so now source def render. Well, actually, most of the rendering happens here. So the easiest thing to do would be just the source highlight box. Since I'm already drawing a box there. Data.labels. Okay, there's the box. But the titles are also going to use about the video sources. And video sources title. Well, there's active. Or is it actually this? I'm not sure. That's not really the same thing as saying which one is, and we got the deadlock again. Oh, if title, we've already got if title. Maybe that's supposed to be not equal to nil, and video sources title. Oh, that popped up because of that. Are you kidding me? Okay. That doesn't follow active either. Oh, equals active. No, because we're actually the helper function. All right, so the color is terrible. Let's try 006600. I think I had it a little bit brighter before. Maybe. But that's actually not what we want. What we want is run a rule. No. What calls run rule? Yeah, so we have to do this. And what is this function? Status item. So we have to go through here. Oh, we've got a rule. Oh, I shouldn't do this for each item, though. If source and source.active. Well, so this is going through source rules already. So we should have like some local found first active is false. Wait, oh. So I need this. If not found first active and should I have my alarm checks just record what the active rule is? Well, I've got a couple of states that could potentially be reporting here. Source and source.active equals active. Well, this is all not. So first of all, we need an argument for saying when we do that, I guess. But it's more than an argument. It is... Well... We've got the rule. We can determine if it's in violation. And actually that follows from the any else test we're already doing. But there's like a whole bunch of else's here. And then status item has to have it's not implemented for default yet. Pod on. Oh, okay. So for one, we don't need to do this here. And we get deadlock. Oh, and now you're fine. And then if they're both on, okay, first one controls. And then you are not. All right. Yeah, that was a bit of work. I might actually take a note about that. Oh yeah, yeah, that's only part of that. Highlight controlling rule. So somewhere, when we're drawing our any all, operator, so we should, well, that's potentially a little bit expensive. Local violation. If controlling, then if RGB, I think this ended up being a little bit duller in the other one. And then run rule. Let's see if we crash. Oh. Oh. No. Well, that's wrong. I probably just switched the colors. Yep. Yep, and then you're in violation because everything's not mute. Okay, cool. And actually, I think that's about the same color, which works out okay. I forget if I ever went to like full red on that. And the other one. Oh, and the mute icons. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that today. We can take a look. Well, I guess that's less of a necessary feature and more of a just a nice to have. Change color for rule that would be triggering an alarm. Oh, here's something. We render this down, right? Oh, for each item. Can graphics get me a transformed coordinate? Rand float. Okay, it's just extra. It's the raw vector. That's kind of a matrix thing. No. Y component vector, X component vector. Since I'm mainly just translating, maybe? But I don't know if I can get these out in Lua. Oh, no, also that is obs.gs matrix translate. Which is different from the raw matrix operations. Push, pop, identity, transpose, set, get. And those are the matrix functions. Okay, yeah, those. So talking about those kind of matrices. Cube texture, staging surface, C stencil, vertex buffer. Probably a good point. These are all void. Yeah, so the question is, oh, I would need to create an instance of a matrix to pass to that. Actually, that is under graphics, isn't it? Well, that's the four-component vector, not the, which is a component of a matrix. Well, I guess we'll ask and do it the hard way. And since I've touched this, I kind of have to check on it. Since of matrix in particular, I'd like to inspect the current transform. So the parts. Oh, because this is the browser. So matrix get. I might be able to do that with FFI. But I'd probably have to map my own GS matrix get. But for this case, it's probably easier to just track my height. equals indent. Right, because I've at least one for the operator, so actually... Height equals height plus... Height equals height plus... And then we should get data. Destroy, create. Status height. Video render. Yeah. Data dot height equals height. Return data dot height. Probably gonna crash at this point. Oh. 574. Six, 664. What? 644. Oh, I got a little bit of leftover stuff here. Extra comma. What? Also, this has to be plus margin times 2. What? Oh, I'm probably still drawing that, and I'm allowed to draw over my region. So this is going to have a 1-frame lag. Not a whole lot I can do about that. Well, I could try to measure everything beforehand. That's better. And as we add or remove things, it should... I wonder if this will cause a problem. Okay. Okay, that's something else. I should probably... Forgot to put this in streaming mode. Make status source variable height. Okay, that could be a thing. All right, could icons be a thing? The first step would be what kind of paths are available. Globent.path, glob entry. Add module path, module API. I don't think modules. Properties API. Get config. Not config, not program data. Well, maybe. Application configuration data. Script log obs.os get program data path. Oh. That has parameters. Oh. Name. What kind of name? Oh. So is that slow or locked? Okay, it's slow. Wait, no, OS would be after OBS. Okay, so I'd have to FFI that one. This is in the platform helpers. Module config path. Oh, nope, that's OS. So yeah, I'd have to FFI that function to even see what it might return. Oh, and I want pointer anyway. Caps lock. Mess you up every time. Excuse me, I said reload. Oh man, where do I have some FFI stuff still? I don't think you had any. Did you have any? Yeah. Those are all basic types. These are the same symbol. OBS FFI. And deadlock. Oh. Oh no, I'm still... Or it was still just dump OBS. Oh. Mm-mm. All right. What do we need to pass to name to get a program data path? Oh. Get path internal. Ah. User local share. Common app data. Yeah, so that's not what we want. Actually, platform nix. Might give me the easiest config data. Yeah, config data I kind of get. That's the individual user stuff. Data share. Well, actually, does OBS ever call this? And for what purpose? That's just OBS app. Which means the OBS app is just kind of wrapping this. Add extra module paths. Interesting. Plugins module. Also, it's passing base module dir as a name. Path name. Name is, oh, so maybe that is it. So then we would do this essentially. Yep. Yeah, it should be the line right after load. And bust. Yeah, where that data's coming from. So how does OBS load stuff from themes? Oh, it's get config path. Oh, unless... Wait. Oh, is that into themedir? Char user themedir ret equals get config path. Oh, so you could do a user theme. Shipped themes, themedir. Data file path. It's not program data. OBS data path. Wait. Pardon? Does this rely on current working directory? Oh. So it's either data or ... data. Does Lua have file access? Well, I should be able to pass something to the images. So it's either going to be data or ... data. So back to graphics system. Image file helper. Oh, and one of the OBS examples. But where is that in the source setup? Okay, it was clock source. Which had a couple PNGs. So I could just copy the files and deal with licensing. Image source load, is that a helper function or is that something that's provided? Oh, that's his function. Enter graphics, attempt to free it, image file init, enter graphics, image file init texture, image. Source def create, and it's all the different images. Oh, GS image file, okay. I'm using script path. So yeah, probably doable. We're gonna have to copy this. So, we're gonna have a live image equals obs.gs image file. And then our destroy. Oh, that's been in graphics. GS image file, interesting. I guess because there's possibly actual data here. I guess this is actually pretty close to doing what that's doing. And we want to try and then that will tell me failed to create an image if it didn't work, in theory. (602) failed to load texture. How about there was no failed to load texture there. Okay. And then source draw. Okay. So in theory, we go to status item. Data.label status. So if status equals muted, then well, actually, let's just draw one of them before we do all this switching junk. Okay, and we're drawing nothing. Yeah, that's that effect. Effect solid. That does all words. And I can double check what effect he's using. No. OBS effect default. Yeah. Oh. Text field image, a nil value. Right, well, I need to not do this. So I can see if there was anything above there that's complaining. No. So GS effect loop for effect solid draw said, oh, that's invalid technique. We're not even going to call this code in here. If not image.loaded, failed to load texture. Oh no, that's saying nil? Oh no, I copied code that said image. Oh. Hey, oh. The app's actually comment the code out, but we seem to have broken something here. With the graphics context. Oh, oh, oh. Size is all wrong, but it works. Well, no, we have to do this conditionally. I'm probably going to have a helper function for this, because I'm going to do a bunch of scaling. Well, what we do is we just say, now it's image. Was a data dot live image? If status equals muted, then image equals data dot mute image. And now this is back to image. So obs.gs matrix push, obs.gs matrix pop. This is mostly going to be, do I have a scales left? I removed my example of a scale. Does it perchance look like this? So oh, duh. I have status text. Font size. Let's go for even scaling. Oh, I had no windows open yet. Oh, that's not happy about something. It's like, do you mind? Pardon. Oh. It's all data.image. Where did you come from? But we've worked the graphics context in the meantime. Oh. That feels slightly biggish. Actually, I don't suppose there's a little helper. Matrix stack. Oh, no, it scales by a vector, yeah. So not really. So we just have, I don't know, 0.8. Must have just relaunched. Oh, but if we do that, then we also have to offset it a little bit. All right, that looks a little bit better. Notes. That's not notes. Oh, I'm not using that anymore. Do I have any other references to this? Yep, I'm still trying to do that here. Yeah, there's a little blink there when we figure out our size. And I never actually removed that code. Or all the label sources. Okay. Use images for mute live icons. All right, and that should give us a nice little wrap up. So thanks to Lizzie Live, which I'm pretty sure had a different name there, Dave, judging by the picture. SES Deb, Starkly Face, Deadly Tacos, Joey Chef Ray P, One Jelly Beans, Tommy Max Leopard, and Joss Wright Gaming for hosting me. I don't know. don't see anybody else out there at the moment. So that's about it. Planning to be back for semester this afternoon. And we'll continue on some sort of programming project tomorrow. This is sort of making progress, as long as you don't count the deadlocks. But users shouldn't be reloading all the time. Anyway, bye-bye.